We're live. We're on YouTube. Looking forward to sharing 45 minutes of demonstrations in nail art whilst we troubleshoot some questions which come up continuously from clients and professionals. The Beauty Therapy Institute's first college opened in 1996. At BTI, we specialize in teaching nails, beauty, massage, as well as makeup courses. The beauty and especially the nail industry is a massive and flourishing profession to enter into if you love working with people and enjoy nurturing others. We are situated on the continent of Africa in 3 countries, with 10 colleges in South Africa, 2 in Nigeria, and 1 in Namibia. We are truly impacting education of women and men who thoroughly enjoy doing what they love, which is making people feel better about themselves. I am Sandy Furr, the founder of the group. I'm so excited to be joining you all virtually on this amazing YouTube channel to share with you some really dynamic and exciting nail art concepts which we teach to our colleges. Joining me today as our specialist educator in nail art is Danielle from Yarsveld from our BTI campus in Bloemfontein. Hi Danielle.
Hi Sandy.
Welcome Danielle. Thank you so much for agreeing to be our expert. We really look forward to watching your amazing nail art. Danielle has been doing nails for the past 5 years. Danielle, you told me that nail art is your absolute passion. Please tell us all more about this.
So Sandy, I actually started with nails, as you said, 5 years ago. When I started with nails, I actually didn't like nails. It was something that I had to grow into, and as I started doing more clients, seeing the art that I could actually perform and seeing my personality that I could bring out onto the nail art, I actually grew to love it, and it became such a passion of mine, and you can see it through the nail art.
Definitely, I can already see on Wendy's right hand how beautiful your nail art is looking already. Danielle, you've chosen to demonstrate the nail art which is on offer in salons and spas around the country. Nail art which is wearable, but yet still creative and exciting. I believe you're going to showcase for us today Sharpie marbling with foil detail, as well as vertical ombre with glitter gradation. It all sounds like a foreign language to me, so I'm fascinated what you've got to show us. And we are super privileged to be using biosculpture gel products during this demonstration. See how much easier it is to be artistic when you use incredible quality products for nail art, such as the biosculpture range. Biosculpture products are legendary in the nail industry. They have been in existence for almost as long as we have, and have an incredible footprint, known as a well-trusted and professional product to work with. I also have pleasure to introduce you virtually to Shant Peterson, our Education Development Facilitator. Shant will join us during this session to share your questions with Danielle. Shant, it's such a privilege to have you with us on our YouTube Live. Welcome.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm very happy to be here and be a part of this very exciting project today.
Excellent, thanks, Shant. And to our most important viewers, as you join us for the next 45 minutes while we explore and experience the joys of watching Danielle showcase her most fascinating nail art. Danielle and I will have a great chat about the style, her technique, and the creativity she has utilized. But please feel free to put questions in the chat box and ask whatever you want from us. Shant will then express those questions to Danielle, and hopefully by the end of the session today, you come away with some expanded knowledge to help you to be better at nail art in your own business. So for now, it's over nail art time. Danielle, I just had a look at what you're doing there with your nails, and I see that you've got interesting shaped nail that you've chosen for Wendy. What is this shape? Have you chosen this shape for her nail?
So Sandy, today I chose a squoval nail. So it is a square but oval nail. This nail shape is the strongest nail shape for my client, as she does suffer with weak nails.
Okay. I believe there's an interesting shape on the market now called the ballerina shape. Have you been working with this one as well?
Sandy, I have not actually worked with that nail shape before, but it is a very stunning nail shape, and also I think your most experienced nail technicians work quite often with this shape because it's very popular. The shape actually looks like a ballerina shoe, so the technician files the nail into that shape, giving that ballerina shoe look.
And then it's got that lovely straight aspect at the end.
It's stunning.
I think it is so stunning. It's really stylish. I know when I studied beauty, there was no such wonderful, exciting shape as a ballerina shape. So you're really privileged to be able to work with that. Now, a question that comes across so often from clients, from our consumers, from our customers is that they are concerned to go and have their nails done like this because they've been warned by so many people that they could possibly get a fungus from nail art, from gel nails, from soak-off gel nails, from acrylic nails, all of these different types of nails. And I don't know, I really am questioning whether this is the fault of the nail technician. What do you have to say, Danielle?
Sandy, I personally think that if you don't look after your nails, if you're going to allow your nails to lift at the cuticle or even lift at the free edge and you get moisture into that nail, then yes, you do stand chances of getting mold or fungus onto the nail. If the nail technician doesn't know her product correctly and she doesn't do what is expected from her and she causes lifting, then yes, the nail can get a fungus or a mold on it.
Right. And I've also noticed that sometimes clients are unaware or they haven't been informed by the professional that they should be wearing gloves while they are washing dishes and while they're gardening.
Yes, it's very important to look after your nails. You don't want any moisture underneath that product at all.
Yes. And if they do get a fungus, we of course recommend that they go and see a medical doctor in order to have some sort of treatment for the nail fungus, because obviously it could negatively affect the nail growth in the future.
Yes, I agree totally.
Ladies, I've just got a live question that popped up. And the question is, can I wear nail extensions with gel or acrylic during pregnancy? Danielle?
My advice to my client would be to use a gel or a gel polish, as it is odorless, whereas your acrylic has a potent fume to it, so it can be potentially harmful.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you for that answer. That's good advice. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
So Danielle, there's various different types of nails on the market, and for a client to be aware of which choice to make. Do I choose gel? Do I choose acrylic? What is the best choice for me? How would you advise that they make this decision themselves?
So I would advise my client to come in for a consultation firstly, so that I can have a look at their nail. Each nail has different needs, if I can put it like that. If you have a moistured nail that has a lot of water, acrylic will be better, as gel doesn't sit as easily onto a moistured nail. If you're looking for something that is a hard type of nail tech, then yes, go for your acrylic. If you are, and also look at your occupation. If you work quite a lot with your hands, gel doesn't, it's flexible, it does work, but your acrylic would be then the best option if you're very hard working with your hands. But if you like the flexibility that the gel gives you, then by all means, do the gel.
I think that's excellent advice. I've experienced both acrylic and gel, and personally I preferred the feeling of the gel. I felt it was a lot more natural and a lot more, not only natural to look at, but natural in feel as a client. Do you find that your clients have a similar sensation or a similar experience to that?
Sandy, I actually think it's more to do with the technician that you go to. If she does acrylic that is thick, then you are going to feel your nail. You are going to feel that layer on top of your nail. But if your acrylic is applied thinly, and you're going to feel it's natural. Same as with your gel. Some people enjoy a gel that's slightly thicker. Some people enjoy a gel that's more going towards your gel polish. So I would personally let my client feel the products before I tell them what to do.
Yeah, that's an excellent recommendation. I think perhaps maybe my technician was not as experienced, so my acrylic was quite thick, and it didn't feel like it was as it should be.
Yeah.
So I think in future I need to find a technician, a nail technician who is experienced and who has the ability to work both gel and acrylic at all times before I make my choice.
Yeah, I would also recommend
that. We have
that.
another question that's just popped up in the live chat. This message is from Natasha Lalika, and she says, I recently slapped my finger in my car door and it's fallen off.
Oof.
It's grown out a bit, but can I get nail extensions done or should I wait for it to grow out? What do you think, Danielle?
I would say wait until it's grown out. The reason being is you can't see what is happening on that nail bed. You can't see how the nail is growing out. You also don't want that nail bed to get damaged even more. So wait for it to grow out, and then from there go on with your nails.
Thank you, Danielle. Natasha, that is expert advice from our wonderful expert, Danielle. Thank you.
Danielle, you told me that you wanted to demonstrate to us Sharpie marbling with foil detail. What does that mean? To me, that is gibberish, or that's a new language. So Sharpie marbling with foil detail. Explain, please.
Okay, so what I've done so far, you guys can actually see the nail has a few dots on here that's got different colors. I've got a bit of a purple, I've got a bit of a pink, and I've got a bit of a red. So I've actually just taken a Sharpie pen and I've made little dots everywhere on the nail. From there I then took some surgical spirits. One can also use rubbing alcohols, up to you. I found the surgical spirits works just as good. I then took my brush, a fine point bristle, with a little bit of liquid, and I've just dabbed it all over the nail. And this actually just spreads the pigments to create a marbling effect. I then also afterwards go in with a bit more pigment just to add a bit of dimension.
And the foil, is that like tin foil? Is it what?
So I'm going to show you, this is how the foil looks.
Yes.
It's actually just a piece of wrap, if I can put it like that you put onto the sticky layer of the gel, and you just dab it on wherever you want it. You can either do a full nail or you can do a partial nail, and then the foil remains behind, giving it such a nice shimmer.
Oh, stunning. That sounds so beautiful. And I think probably for all age groups as well.
Yes.
Awesome. And the other nail art you're going to demonstrate is the vertical ombre glitter gradation. How does that work?
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to be doing an ombre, but instead of going from your white point to your pink point, I'm actually going from white to pink, this way. And in the middle, I'm going to then take some glitter and I'm going to just do an ombre effect going from the cuticle to the free edge, just so that you're getting a bit more dimension in every angle.
And the glitter, how do you put the glitter on top?
Yes, so I mixed the glitter with a medium base gel, and then from there I then place it at the cuticle and then just bring it down slightly.
Okay, so you just pull it down towards the free edge.
Yes.
And you get more of an impact at the cuticle side and then less and less as it goes towards the nail's free edge.
Yes, that's correct.
Gorgeous, that sounds stunning.
I have another question. Can nail art damage my natural nail? Danielle, can this happen?
No, it can't happen unless your technician is not qualified and she is filing on your natural nail too much that she damages the nail, but otherwise no, your nail art can't damage your nail.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
Now, you're working with different brushes and different tools and loads of equipment, and currently with especially COVID times, I see you are gloved up, you are using your mask, you've taken all the precautions, you even have a perspex divider between you and your client to make sure that everybody is protected. Now, in terms of your equipment that you've got, how would you go about cleaning your acrylic brush and cleaning all your tools to make sure that they're safe to be used from one client to the next?
Okay, so with my acrylic brush, I'll ensure that I have cleaned obviously my brush with the monomer. I would then ensure that I have disinfected it with a disinfectant spray, and then I will place it in the UV sterilizer to sterilize once I've cleaned it, and then from there just put it into a safe container. The same with my gel brushes. I will wipe off the bristle with a disinfectant, also place it into the UV sterilizer and make sure that they are stored in a sterilized area. My cuticle or my metal implements, I will also wash them. I will disinfect them with a disinfectant spray. I will then put them into my glass bead sterilizer, I'll leave them in there for about 3 minutes. I'll take them out and also store them in a sterilized area.
That sounds amazing, but I would say you clean your brush with monomer. But I've seen so many salons, they clean their brushes with acetone. Is the monomer a better suggestion?
It is a better suggestion because you are not then damaging the bristles of your acrylic brush.
Oh, so the acetone probably will dry out the bristles and the bristles start to fall out, and then they wonder why they have to replace their brushes all the time.
That's correct, and also your brush will start flaring out as well. It won't remain in the form that you got it in.
That's not good news, because then you won't be able to get your nail art design the way that you wish to end up.
That's correct.
That's excellent advice. Wow, I think I'm going to remember that for future as well.
Just another question that's come up, ladies. In nail art, how can I secure gemstones?
The best way to secure your gemstones is to use a harder gel or your builder gel, as it will secure the gemstones and you won't risk losing any of them.
Okay, so there are different gels that one can use during the nail art.
Yes, that's correct. You can also use a builder gel. That will also work.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Danielle.
So, excuse my ignorance, the gems that you put on, you don't put gel over them at the end and cure gel in order to make them stay longer? Is it going to dull the appearance of the gems?
My technique is to actually just place a droplet of builder gel where I would like my gem to be. I'll then place the gem on top of that and then cure it under the UV lamp. Then afterwards I would put a top gloss on it. For me, the top gloss just helps so that you don't have that rough edge of the gemstone.
Oh, excellent. That's an excellent recommendation. Because so often you have those gems on your nails and they scratch on your clothes or they come off in the shower and you have a very unhappy custom. So that's a great suggestion. Thank you. In terms of the types of nail art that are on the market at the moment, I see that there's a tool that's come out. It's called a dotting tool. And this has become quite popular, I see, on the manicure tables. I see them all there. They've got different sizes, etc. Can you explain to our audience and to our professionals all about the dotting tools?
So one can use the dotting tool to create flowers or to create even heart shapes onto the nail. It is just a metal tool that you place into your gel, and you place it onto your nail. So I'm just going to let my client cure her nail and I'll quickly show you how it looks. Oh, shucks. The dotting tool's in there, if you can just pass it over, please. So this is my dotting tool that I have. It's actually, if you guys can actually see anything, I think this might be better angle. So as you can see, it's metal, and then it's just actually got a rounded point there. You just put that into your gel and you can place it onto your client's nail anywhere and create your desired look.
Can you place that on the table so that we can have a look at it on the table?
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see there.
Right.
Okay.
Interesting. It looks pretty dangerous to use in the wrong hand.
It's actually such a fun and effective tool. One thinks, oh, I'm only going to make dots with it. But no, you can actually, if you place this tool, if you can place the dots onto a wet gel, you can create such beautiful looks as well.
And where do you get your inspirations from to create different designs and different patterns and images?
My clients, they come to me and they just say, they just come to me and they just say to me, listen, can you do this? And I'm just like, okay, let's try it. You know, we can always just try.
So what's your most exotic or most exciting design that you've done up till now?
A lady came to me with a picture. She said to me, can you do this? I said to her, well, let's try. And it was a picture of cherries on the nail. So I tried it and it came out looking so cute, and I would say that was my biggest challenge, to actually use my dotting tool and create small cherries all over the nail.
Oh, that sounds so cute. I can imagine for children's parties to do things like this. If you host children's parties at a salon, and you get the little kids to come in and you do a little bit of nail art and some face painting, it would be the happiest day for a little girl.
It would be.
Just another question that's come up, and this time on our WhatsApp line. It's from Tracy, and Tracy wants to know, can acrylic nail art be done on a gel nail?
No, I wouldn't recommend it. I would rather do a acrylic layer with gel on top, because your gel is a lot more versatile. I would say you can do a lot more with your gel than what you can with acrylic.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Danielle. Tracy, I hope we answered your question.
So, Danielle, there are also other different types of nail art at the moment. There's one with brush techniques, stamping, stencils, tape, etc. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those different techniques that are popular at the moment?
Okay, so you have your stencils. It is actually, it's very nice to work with. You must just ensure that you've got the correct Q-Tex or nail varnish to work with, as it needs to be quite liquidy. So you put your nail varnish onto the stencil plate and you scrape it, and you actually take your little dabber, let's call it a little dabber, like a stamp. Put it on there and you just stamp it onto the nail, and there we go. Your nail art is complete. Then you get nail...
That sounds like the nail art that I'd like.
And then you get nail art that you use tape. Tape can be quite tricky because you actually do need to clean off the nail before you apply your tape, as the glue doesn't stick to the nail as easy as you would like it. And then we have your stickers. Once again, clean the nail plate and apply your sticker, and then just secure it and make sure that you have enough gel everywhere so that it doesn't lift on the edges.
And this airbrushing, have you tried airbrushing?
I have not actually. That would be something that I would like to see.
That must be amazing. So it's a little machine that obviously blows air and creates the art onto the nail. So there's airbrushing for makeup as well. There's airbrushing for so many things today. And I believe it's a technique that is highly specialized, but once you've mastered it, you won't go back. Somebody was telling me that they prefer to do airbrushing before anything else now. So that's just interesting information, I thought.
Could be our next tutorial, some airbrushing.
That's a good idea.
Okay, questions are actually in on our WhatsApp line. This next question is from Roxanne, and Roxanne wants to know, what type of file do we use? What type of nail file do we use for nail art?
So the best file for nail art will be a fine file, as you can shape the nail to the desired shape that you want. And then also, if you're wanting to maybe shorten the length, I would then use more of a coarse nail file.
Okay, so there are different nail files, different grids for different functions, you were saying?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Roxanne, I hope we've answered your question. Thank you.
I think also when you're doing acrylic nails, you want to use more of a coarse grit, don't you?
Yes, because your acrylic is a lot thicker, you do need something that's a bit more coarse, or else you're going to be filing the whole session through.
So let me tell you a funny question a friend asked me the other day. She said, can she use her nail file, just the normal nail file that she uses, can she use that to buff her nails?
Oh, no.
Well, I know. So I had to stop myself from going, oh, no. And I just took a deep breath and I explained to her very carefully why a nail file should not be used to buff the natural nail. So do you want to share with our viewers why you believe that this nail file is not a good idea to buff?
So if you do use a natural nail file on top of your nail plate, you can actually damage the nail itself. You can cause the nail to get thinned out, you can cause redness. It's just not a good idea. Rather stick to your buff and continue with that. Be careful to not over buff as well, because you can also thin the nail plate out.
Interesting.
I've got it.
Okay, sorry, Sean, I was interrupting. Go ahead.
Sorry. I've got another live question from, well, two actually. Zintle wants to know how often must she have her nails filled? Or redo the nail art?
So she can go into salon every 2 weeks if she desires to fill her nails. She can also at home apply a top coat just to secure the nail art in place every 2 to 3 days.
Every 2 to 3 days. Perfect. My next question is from Middle. Middle wants to know, can nail art be done on acrylic nails? I'm not sure if you've covered this already, but can we just quickly do a recap for Middle?
Yes, acrylic nail art can be applied onto acrylic nails, but as I say, I would prefer to do a gel nail art than what you do acrylic nail art. It's just my personal preference.
Awesome. Thank you, Danielle. You may continue.
Now, Danielle, you mentioned a little bit earlier that you cure your gel in a UV lamp. And I've heard about this UV lamp and I've heard about an LED lamp. Which one would you choose as your preference, the UV or the LED lamp?
My personal preference is the LED lamp. It cures a lot quicker. Where the UV lamp actually can cause a bit of pigmentation on the hand if you don't put sunblock on.
Right. So in terms of productivity for a nail technician to be able to turn more clients through the salon on a day-to-day basis, we highly recommend that they purchase a good quality LED lamp to be able to cure their gels.
That's correct.
I think you shouldn't at any time scrimp on spending that little bit extra to get an LED lamp that is specialized for curing gel.
Also, Sandy, they need to look at what their product requires. Some nail products require the LED or the UV lamp, so they need to see what their product requires.
Okay. Yes, because if they're using a UV lamp and it's supposed to be cured with LED, perhaps the result wouldn't be the same.
That's correct. And also, their gel might not even cure properly.
That's true. And some suppliers are still sell a specific lamp and they say that it's unique to their brand and that you can't use any other LED or UV lamp other than their one. Have you heard that one before as well?
Well, I know of Biosculpture that has their lamps because it works with their gel, but I don't know of any other product houses that have just one set for their products.
Right, so there are some on the market, but I'm not sure whether it would make a difference if you use the same strength output lamp. But I believe that they've probably tried and tested that particular brand and know that that's going to work and give the best result or the best finish for their product line. So yes, the Biosculpture lamp, Biosculpture product is an excellent combination because it's a winner.
Yes, it is.
Sorry to interrupt. I have one more question. This question comes from Danae van der Merwe, and she wants to know, what can I do to make my rhinestones last longer? I think we did cover this question, but let's just quickly give Danae a recap. I think she's just logging.
Yes, so you can use a builder gel or you can use a hard gel to keep the rhinestones in place.
Awesome. Thank you, Danielle.
Danielle, I think I asked you a similar question, but not exactly the same. But I was thinking if we put a gel top coat on top and we cured that, do you think it would help you for the gems to last a lot longer?
It would, but you do need to file or buff the top coat slightly just so that you have a better product adhesion. Sorry.
You file the top coat.
Yes.
Then you apply the gem, and then you could put the gel and cure that over that.
That's correct.
As an option.
Yes, yes.
That might make them last a lot longer, wouldn't it?
It would, yes.
And that's beautiful for weddings. To do pretty little rhinestones on the ring finger. That must look magnificent.
We just have a comment in our chat section from Nikki Lombard, and she says, good answer, Danielle.
Thank you, Nikki.
Danielle, what is the difference between Ombre and baby boomer? Because that's a new term for me, a baby boomer. Baby boomer means something very different to me than I think what it's supposed to mean in terms of nail art.
So, Sandy, I actually also just recently found out about baby boomer. I was actually using the wrong terminology the whole time.
Okay.
So your terminology, well, what I was calling it was your faded French. So your baby boomer is your ombre, but you're then going from, as I said earlier, from pink to white, or other words, white to pink. So it looks like a faded French. That is what your baby boomer is. And then your ombre is where you use multiple colors.
Oh, right. So you can get quite trendy and quite quite fashionable with ombre,
That's correct.
and your baby boomer would be beautiful also for brides, I imagine.
A lot of brides do go for a baby boomer effect than what they go for just your normal classic French look now.
So, such incredible varieties. I remember the first time I saw nail art, I happened to be on a business trip in London, but I'm talking about 30 years ago, and I was standing watching the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace, and there was a woman standing next to me with all her nails painted with the British flag.
Sure.
I remember I was more fascinated with her nails than I was with the changing of the guard, and hoping to see the Queen come driving past. Of course, she wasn't going to be doing such a thing, but her nails were absolutely magnificent with a flag. So such creativity out there, isn't there?
It's actually wonderful to see how the nail techs have just become so creative and could actually display their personalities on the nails. It's so amazing.
And it's fun, you know, if you work, what's that saying, you know, if you're having fun while you're at work, it doesn't feel like work.
Exactly.
And that's what the day should be like. When you get up in the morning and you go off to work and you're going to be doing something like baby boomer, I think you're going to be looking forward to your day a whole lot more.
That, yes.
Typing a document, right?
Sorry, ladies. A question from Candace on our WhatsApp line. What is spider gel?
So your spider gel is a very thick gel that is used almost like a string, wrap to create a spider web-like line on your nail. So you can create any look that you want using the spider gel. It's a thicker consistency than your normal gel.
Oh wow. So could you use it with various colors of gel and do different types of webs on one nail, or?
Well, you can do anything basically. You put this on top of your gel. So let's say I was going to put spider gel over this. You'll just wrap it around into different types of methods, creating different types of looks. It's really up to you.
Awesome. That sounds very exciting. Thank you.
What I can also advise is if you are using spider gel is just to actually heat it up slightly before you use it. The spider gel tends to be a bit thick. So if you want nice straight lines, just heat it up slightly before you apply it.
Awesome. Thank you for that tip. Candice, I hope you will use that tip. Thank you for the question.
So, have you ever done a Spider-Man using the spider gel to
I've-
create the spider web?
I've never created a spider web, but I have used the spider gel.
Yeah. What did
Yes.
you do with it?
I just actually did a plain set. I just wrapped it around the finger. I did a black nail with some white threading spider gel over.
Gorgeous. And your clients enjoyed that?
Yes, I must say it was the trend for about a month.
Now, there's a technique, a nail art technique, which is called the one-stroke nail art technique. Do you know much about that one? All
So-
the strange things out there.
So this is where you use your acrylic paint. As I did now with this vertical ombre, it's the same technique, but you can use your acrylic paint as well. So you put two different colors onto your bristle. So you decant it and then you just bring your bristle through the two different colors. So you make sure that the one half is white and the other half is maybe pink. And then you just apply it onto the nail. You can create flower detail like that. You can create a ombre detail like that. You can create many looks like that using the one brush stroke technique.
So it's one brush, two colors, and you bring both the shades through on that one stroke.
That's correct.
That makes so much sense. And I think in terms of practicality, that sounds like a winner.
It's very fun. I must just say that your hand needs to be quite light when you're using this technique, or else you might get brush strokes in your pigment.
Oh. So you've got to keep a light touch on your brush.
That's correct.
nice, right? Now there's something like a water decal.
Yes, so you can also do marbling with using water, and if you can put that hand in. So you can actually do marbling using nail varnish and water. And then also you have a few nail art pictures that you actually need to put into water and then stick it onto the nail. So it depends on what technique you want to use. If you want to do marbling, you put in a few drops of nail varnish into the water and you ask your client to actually just dip her finger into it. Take it out and you just clean up the nail and it will leave with a beautiful marbling effect. Then if you want to do like a flower picture that has to be put into water firstly and then put onto the nail, you can also do that.
So let me understand carefully. You drop the nail varnish into water, you put the fingers in, you pull it out and it sticks onto the nail plate.
That's correct.
Wow. That sounds incredible.
And also, if you've got a polish that works wonders, then you can actually, while the polish is in the water, you can actually take a toothpick and you can actually draw patterns. And that pattern will then transfer onto the nail.
It's incredible. Now, I've found that in the salon today, clients are coming in and they've got a huge selection of opportunities and ideas that they put before a nail technician. And some nail technicians are very open to exploring and playing with nail art. Now, are you one of those nail technicians that you rise to the challenge?
Sandy, I would say I am, but I also do know what I'm capable of. I don't set myself up to failure. I don't want my client to walk out looking like a clown. So if I see that this nail art is a new nail art that I have never done before, I then tell her to, let's maybe wait, let me just quickly practice it and then we can do it with your next set. But if it is something that I have done, or I can actually look at the picture and I can see, okay, wait, this is actually easy, I think I can do it, then I tell them, then by all means, let's try, let's do it.
Let's play, let's enjoy.
Yes.
That's amazing. What an amazing afternoon this has been, Danielle. Thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge and your expertise. I've enjoyed watching what you're doing. I really feel like I would wish to be on the other side of that.
It's a pleasure.
So thrilled with her incredible nails. Now at BTI, Danielle, we offer nail art courses as well, which I'm sure you do at your Bloemfontein branch.
Yes, we do.
You do. So we do gel, acrylic and advanced nail art courses at all of our campuses. For the gel nail art, we do require the students to have done gel nails. For the acrylic nail art, the student needs to have done acrylic nails. And also